Hello, and welcome to the final weekly review video for the Introduction to Linked Data and Semantic Web MOOC. Congratulations on making it to the end of week 3 and the end of the course. Thanks a lot for participating, for commenting, for taking part in the activities and everything. We hope it's been a useful and enjoyable experience for you. It certainly has been for us. We've got a lot out of it. So thank you very much for that. I would like to introduce you to Manuel, who is here with me today. You may have seen him pop up in the comments throughout the course. Manuel, would you like to say hi and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, I am Manuel, and I am the coordinator of all the facilitators of all the courses of this university. Well, the MOOCs of this university. And I am going to talk to you about some numbers. We have now, in week 3, by more or less the end of week 3, we have almost hit the 5,000 subscribers, and we have some 1,500 learners doing things in the course, and there are at least 300 new learners this week, and more than 150 people have completed the course. And I remind you, as Elena did last week, that you are entitled to the statement of participation. Why am I giving these figures? Because the course hasn't finished yet, and it will finish this Sunday, but you will be able to join the course until Sunday. Joining it and start the course once you have joined, which means you could be doing step 1 right now if you wanted to, and or if you have finished the course, if you are seeing this video because you are towards the end, you can go back and revise the course and participate in the forums again, and perhaps help those students that have just come to the course. Chris?
Yeah, so just to follow up on that, based on the comments that we have seen already, we just wanted to say thank you very much for everyone who has been commenting and helping making the course so active and lively. Hopefully, if you can drop in and say hi to any newcomers who might pop up in the next few days, that would be great. Make them feel welcome. It's been really helpful for us to identify areas in the course where maybe you need some extra help, maybe that we can change when we run the course again for a second time. And we're definitely taking those comments and that feedback on board. So Manuel, from the comments that you've been reading and the ones that you've picked out, has there been something that you've particularly enjoyed seeing in there?
Well, enjoyed, yes, I've enjoyed all the comments, but mainly those that show that there are learners helping each other. There are lots of examples on that, especially when someone hasn't been able to work out a code, a query, a Spark query, for example, and then they post the query there, and there are other learners who are looking at the query and analyzing it and saying, well, yeah, you have a mistake here, you may want to try this other thing.
Sure.
Or people who are just asking for definitions. For example, Anthony, who was asking what are bindings? Yes, and then there's Efson replying to Anthony. Well, bindings are what they are, and gives quite a good definition actually about bindings. The way I think about bindings is they are just the results of the query organized in a table and bound to the variables that you ask for. These are the bindings for me. So, well, thanks for all this help to other students, and also let me mention thank you for your feedback. As Chris was mentioning, because we are taking all this feedback. So the facilitation team is taking this feedback on board. We are storing all these comments, and we are using them for, in the next iteration, doing a course in which we explain in more detail the areas in which we have seen most difficulties by learners. Which means, thank you for this, and if you keep finding difficulties, or if you keep finding something that is not really either well explained or there should be more detail, just let us know, just post a comment. We are very happy to see this kind of feedback.
Sure, definitely. One of the things that I've really liked seeing as well is how where some people have said that they are finding it difficult when we've provided sort of the extra material, the walkthroughs, doing the screencasts and things like that. People have been really willing to come back and try the exercises again, and it seems like those extra resources have been helpful and well received. So we're grateful for you taking the time to sort of come back and try those exercises again if you initially struggled with them, and we're pleased that they have proved useful.
Yes, and if you want to go further, you can always get back to the Euclid course, which the link of which is repeated along the whole MOOC, and do the exercises there. There are many more exercises. There is much more context and content, and more chapters. This course is 3 weeks and is based on only the first two chapters.
Yep.
And the course has got
5
chapters. So if you want to go further, just go back to the course, to the Euclid course, and enjoy it.
Sure, definitely. Okay, so I picked out one comment that I would just like to address. It's about range and domain.
Oh yes.
Which are statements in RDFS. We just discussed them a couple of times on the course, but there was one question about them. So these are predicates that are used in RDF triples to provide some sort of restrictions and extra information about particular predicates that might be used. So for an example, if we're talking about the member predicate, you could say that the Beatles have a member, Ringo Starr. We can apply some restrictions on this to say that the domain of the member property always has to be a music group. Okay, so we would say that member, domain, music group. Okay, the domain of member is a music group.
I get that.
And this basically says that the subject of any RDF triple using the member property has to be some kind of music group. Okay, otherwise it's not valid.
Can I be a member of a research group in that definition?
You could be. Well, if you had member is the domain research group.
Only if we establish domain as research group. Yes.
Sure. Yeah. So on the flip side, there is the range property. So we can say member is range agent. Okay, so this says the member has to be sort of a person, Ringo Starr, for example. Okay. The way I remember which way round these goes is domain refers to the subject, which is always at the start of the triple, and the range refers to the object, which goes at the end. Okay, domain begins with D, range begins with R, and D comes before R in the English alphabet.
That works for me.
So that's the way I remember it. And that's proved useful just when it might get muddled in your head or something. So domain refers to the subject, range to the object.
Thank you, Chris. So I think this week we are not going to make a screencast.
No.
Because we have been reading the comments and well, this is week 3, so those who have done the exercises in week 3, they have done them as well in week 2 and week 1, so they are quite familiar to tool for the exercise, and from the comments we can see that that there are no major difficulties, and there's no need for us to walk you through this exercise. So there won't be a screencast this week. And other than that, we can only finish by saying thank you very much for having done this course, and thank you for, if you are seeing this video, thank you for having got so far.
Thanks for reaching the end of the course. Congratulations. If you haven't quite finished it yet but are watching this video, then good luck with the final few steps.
Yes.
You can do it. And well, from me and from Manuel and from everyone else involved in the MOOC team, we would like to say thank you, goodbye, see you on the next MOOC, and we hope you've enjoyed it.
Bye bye.
Bye.